July 9th, 2014. The CME tracker has come back to life, guys. But they've got a new satellite out next to Mars now. Maven finally made it out there. I think they're anticipating comet sighting spring, October 20th. But you also have Spitzer. Spitzer will take the CME first. Then it will Earth in the yellow dot will take the glancing blow. And then Mars and the new Maven will take the brunt of this particular CME. Now, we'll have to watch this as we get closer into the year, because we're going to see images like we saw yesterday with Comet Jacques approaching Venus. We'll see images of sighting spring approaching Mars. But that's Friday, July 11th, 12 noon. Now, that's close approach. We'll start seeing pressure on the magnetopoles at Earth at that time if these models are close to being correct. But again, Maven's setting out by Mars, waiting for the approach of comet sighting spring that's supposed to envelop Mars with its dust tail. We'll see. Some are saying it will be a spectacular meteor storm in the Martian atmosphere. Now, I started this 17 minutes after midnight UTC time this morning. Check this out. Now, the red arrow overlaid as an average. You'll notice as it approaches 0400 hours, the pressure will begin to build. And I'll show you a couple things there. But it was a very hard impact almost all the way into the satellite ring. Watch this. In the next image. And those outer bands are the satellites listed to the right of the screen that rotate and give us this information. Very powerful impact. Notice at 4:24, it came in 8 minutes. You had those three frames, two collapses from the right side, which is where the sun's coming from. Notice the white and black disk in the center of the black circle. That's Earth, the smaller circle. The white side is the sun-facing side. But now we're going in to the rest of today. These goes up to current images. Now the pressure is still above normal. Notice where the red arrow is, but we have not had another impact like that. And that was the initial shock from the M65. We were seeing on the CME tracker was the Earth getting a glancing blow from that coiled out coronal mass ejection. Now, after it passed through the outer satellites that you saw there, the GOES 1415 and the Korean satellite, as SDO picked up that initial shock wave, it had to right itself. It did it very quickly. We've seen them move the cameras before, but this was a very fast, kind of blurred, I guess self-righting maneuver is what you would call that. Now, this is the X-ray flux that we have not had a new flare. Notice that was the two M flares from yesterday. This is the latest images from the SDO. I went back from the 8th up until today to the newest frames. I'll let it play since then, and you'll see today as it did that maneuver, but also you'll see what started the entire event yesterday at about 1600 hours. Top left of the screen, watch this. Still very impressive, but that was at 1624.32 hours yesterday. Now these two sun flares are still rated beta, gamma, delta, but the activity has come from the small one there. The one on the bottom left is growing, but the two there have again increased our chance of X flares. Went from 5 to 10 to 15 now today. 20% chance of X, 75% chance of M flares, and most of the chances are coming from those two big sunspots. They're still the ones that are triple configurated, the ones right in the center of the sun that are Earth facing. We could get a surprise from those two. Notice in these images that the two sunspots I'm talking about in the middle to the right, notice how active the magnetic lines are in those two. And they're large and, again, triple configurator. We're going to have to watch it. But it's a heads up, guys. Be safe. We're watching the events in the Middle East and our border with Mexico. We'll get the updates up as soon as possible. Be safe.